Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first prediction video here of the ADC Summer Split Week One. I will talk about certain the all the matchups, and then just say a couple of things to them. First up, we have G2 versus Mad Lions. The first match. I think that this is quite an easy prediction to make. G2 should have this in their bags. I think G2, even though like I know Mad Lions upset G2 in spring playoffs, but I just don't see G2 dropping a game against Mad Lions, especially that early on. It should normally be like a couple of weeks before G2 starts losing some games against teams that are not Fnatic in my eyes. Next up we have Vitality versus Schalke. I think this is like a prediction uh, where Schalke is the favorite, but like Vitality winning isn't completely stupid to predict that. Schalke in my eyes is the seventh best team, Vitality is the 10th best team, so I expect Schalke to win, but both teams didn't look that great in spring. I could see like a surprise win for Vitality. I could see Vitality even being like pretty good, and I could also see Schalke not being good. So this is like kind of a question mark, but under normal circumstances, what I expect, Schalke should have this game winning. Next up is Origin versus SK. I think this is again an easy prediction. Origin should be the third best team. SK should be fighting against Vitality for the ninth and 10th best team. And I just don't see Origin dropping a game against SK, especially that early on. Especially Origin. I feel like Origin always beat like the teams below them and the teams above them they struggled against. They had like some games I think in spring where they had like against Mad Lions or Rogue where they struggled a bit, but against SK for example, a team that is uh, quite low in the standings, they shouldn't be having too much troubles at all. Next up is Rogue versus Excel. I predicted Excel to win, even though in I think that Rogue is the favorites going into this match. I would say that this is like the game where I feel like an upset is the most likely to happen. I feel like at least one upset per game per day should happen, and I just see that this game has the most potential of an upset. I wouldn't call it an upset because it isn't an upset. Excel should be the eighth best team, Rogue the sixth best team, so they are quite close together standing wise. I would still say Rogue is better than Excel for sure, but um, yeah, I just feel like that Excel for sure could win this, and I predict them to do it. Last game of Friday, Misfits versus Fnatic is in my eyes another easy prediction. Fnatic should win this match. It is quite close. I predict Misfits to finish fourth, Fnatic to finish second. So again, looking at the standings, it is quite close. But I think if we just look at the teams and what they are expecting, especially, um, I just feel like Fnatic should have this game in their bags. They should win this um, quite clearly. And if Misfits would win, this would be a huge upset. Coming on to Saturday, first game is Schalke versus SK. I again predict Schalke to win, so they would go 2-0 up. I think Schalke has actually like a really easy schedule the first 2 days against Vitality and SK, the teams that I think are at the bottom of the table. Again, it's like a mediocre prediction. SK could win. This wouldn't be a huge upset, but for sure it would be a surprise. Because again, as Vitality, Schalke should be the better team, under the normal circumstances, under that what I think Schalke is capable of, and that what they can deliver us versus Vitality and SK, Schalke should win this. And Schalke should be the favorites, but if SK overperforms or Schalke underperforms, I could for sure see SK winning this game as well. Rogue vs Misfits is another close game. It's in my eyes fourth versus sixth. I think Misfits will look better than Rogue. They look better in spring as well, and now they even got an upgrade in the bot lane. So I just think that Misfits will beat Rogue, even though this game and again is pretty close. It could go either way. Misfits should be the small favorites here, but Rogue winning wouldn't be a huge surprise. Excel vs Mad is basically the same as Rogue vs Misfits. I feel like both teams could win, and I also think that if Rogue wins here against Excel, that match, I think that Excel will win against Mad Lions. I think Excel will win at least the game. Will win at least one game, either against Rogue or Mad Lions. I think that they will rather win against Rogue than Mad Lions. Obviously, they could also go 0-2, but I again against two opponents that are quite similar to their strength, I rather see Excel winning at least one of their two games. But I would say Mad Lions is rather Mad Lions favorite than the Rogue vs Excel, where is obviously also a Rogue favorite, but not as a Rogue favorite as Mad Lions favorite in this matchup. Fnatic versus Vitality, second best team versus 10th team. Is an easy prediction. Fnatic should for sure have this in their bags. And G2 versus Origin is, in my eyes, also an easy prediction. I think that G2 always looked quite good against Origin, and I think that this will continue. And I think G2 will look strong against Origin and will take the win against them. And coming then to the last day, on the Sunday, with the first game SK versus Mad Lions, I predict actually SK to win this game. Again, it's kind of similar to the Excel of before. I don't think that SK will lose versus Schalke and versus Mad Lions. So I just have the feeling that SK will win against Mad Lions. I feel like this is like an upset that could happen. Obviously, Mad Lions is the favorite going into this match, and they should normally win this. But yeah, it's just a feeling that I have. But normally, of course, the favorites going into this match is Mad Lions. Schalke versus Rogue, then another close matchup, is 6th versus 7th. It's basically, in my eyes, the battle for who's getting into playoffs, who's getting the last playoff spot. Rogue should be the favorites, and I think Rogue should win this, especially because I already predicted 2 Schalke wins, and I just don't see a world where Schalke will go up 3-0 after the first week. And Rogue, obviously, having at the moment not a single win, losing against Excel here and losing against Misfits there, 2 close matchups that are both lost. I would say that they have to win at least one game, which is why overall I think Rogue will win. Of course, also Rogue is a stronger team than Schalke, so overall it makes sense to predict that Rogue will win this matchup. Origin versus Misfits is again a mediocre prediction. Origin is the favorite going in, or should at least be the favorites. Obviously, depending how the games before went. Misfits is the underdog here, but I could imagine Misfits winning that early on is kind of, yeah, it's not an easy prediction. Origin should be the favorites, and under normal circumstances, I just don't see Origin losing. Even though I put Misfits 4th, Origin 3rd, obviously, yeah, neighbors. But especially early on, when they don't really have the synergy with Kobe, I feel like Origin should win this matchup. G2 versus Vitality and Fnatic versus Excel, the last 2 matchups are again, in my eyes, easy prediction. G2, Fnatic should be the favorites against the 8th and 10th best team in the league. And if Vitality or Excel wins, this would be a huge upset. And that is already it for the first prediction video here of the first week of the LEC. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.